Good morning. It's Thursday morning. Today we read a couple more verses from Matthew 6 that say, "The eye is the lamp of your body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness?" Do you remember Superman? Superman was, the DC hero back before Marvel took over the world. And Superman had all these powers. One of his powers was X-ray vision. He could look through walls and see what was going on in the other room. He also had heat vision. He could focus his eyes and catch things on fire and make things heat up and do all that. All of which were powers that came out of his eyes and shot across the room, and did things like heat vision. That's kind of the way the ancient world saw your eyes, and that's kind of what Jesus is getting at. If your eye is the light of your body, so your eyes don't actually shine light out on anything. Your eyes receive light. We know how that all works now, but they didn't know that. And so he has this idea that your eye is the light of your body. And so if your eye is good, you're getting light, you're having light, you're good, you're full of light. But if your eye is bad, you're full of darkness. Now, I don't think he means to condemn people who have vision problems. But let's say he's using the eye as a kind of a metaphor, right? So if your eye is good, if you're looking at the right things, then you're doing well and you'll be full of light. But if you're looking at the wrong things, reading, watching, whatever, the wrong kinds of things, then you're filling yourself up with darkness. And he's saying, stay in the light and stay away from the darkness. So for us, that could mean all kinds of things. And we sit there, especially at night, you're sitting there and you're watching television and all this stuff comes on and you just keep watching, or you're binge watching something and, it just keeps going. And, you got to use your mind and say, no, I'm not going to watch that stuff. Or, yeah, I'll watch this program better than that program because this one will teach me something. Or, what are we going to read? I had a friend years ago whose mother was semi-invalid. She wasn't really sick, but she's tended to spend most of her time in her bed with her little dog and watching game shows on TV. And my friend would walk by the room and say, "Mother, you could be reading Dostoevsky." And that became kind of a joke for me because, no matter what you're doing, well, you could be reading Dostoevsky. And so, tighten it up, get better, do better. I'm not saying you have to read Dostoevsky, though that'd be good for you. He's a very insightful Orthodox Christian writer who understands good and evil. But if you don't want to read Dostoevsky, that's okay. But are you reading like what I call beach trash novels all the time? Those things don't really fill your spirit with anything meaningful. And that's the point. We want to fill ourselves with stuff that's good for us. We don't eat candy all the time, and so we shouldn't just be feeding ourselves junk food through the various kinds of media when we can be feeding ourselves things that are healthy. And that starts every morning with hope, with some scripture for you. So, what I always tell people is read a psalm every day, and then you'll be okay. So there's more of this tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Have a good day.